Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer welcomes you to our biggest clearance sale of the year, the Happy Honda Day sales event. Get year-end clearance pricing on over 900 new Hondas, plus a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Honda. Save thousands on your new Honda right here at Team Honda.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hello and welcome to our final edition of the Clarence Bug Show for 2020. Woohoo! We actually made it all the way through. Before almost, yeah, right. Let me knock on laminate covered particle board. Don't want to jinx it before all is said and done. Before we get into the meat of the matter for today's show, want to say a very special good morning and thank you to our very dear friend Harley. I am wearing her special bracelet today. Wore it on air yesterday. Forgot to show everybody and tell everybody about it. She makes, down a little more. Yeah, there you go. She makes the cutest bracelets ever. And I don't have the website just yet, so I can't tell you. I know they sell for just $6.99. And if you order by credit card, you get a special deal, free shipping, and the like. Harley, thank you, dear. You made my day yesterday, and Mr. Clarence has it on again today. We start today's show talking about the stimulus checks. And anytime something of this magnitude happens, as is the case with so many things in life, it brings out the best in humanity and the worst in humanity. Already, scam alert to start today's show. The Better Business Bureau of South Central Louisiana, Carmen Million and our dear friends that do all that wonderful work there, they're reporting that scammers are already looking to take advantage of the second round of stimulus checks that will be heading out to most Americans. This is reading from WAFB's website, the CBS affiliate Channel 9 in Baton Rouge. Officials with the BBB say their scam tracker program has received reports of con artists claiming that you need to either pay for your stimulus check or provide personal information to receive it. You need to watch out for phone calls, texts, and emails. here's how the scam works. There are several versions of the scam. The BBB says consumers have reported being contacted by scammers through text messages, emails, and phone calls about the COVID-19 stimulus checks. They are advising you, the BBB is, to watch out for any emails or text messages instructing you to click on a link to request your benefit payments. That link will take you to an application that then prompts you to enter information in order to, quote, make sure that you are getting all the payments that are owed to you. However, what the application actually is just a way to fish for personal details and open you up to the risk of identity theft. In the scam by phone, the scammer pretends to be someone calling from a government agency. They insist that you need to pay money or confirm your personal information before you can receive your stimulus check. Other times, scammers will claim that you can get additional money and receive your funds immediately. All you have to do to get this immediately is pay a small processing fee through a prepaid debit card. So how do you protect yourself? Well, the BBB advises, first, stay calm. You know how it is. Everybody's hurting for money these days. So if you get the text, you get the email, you get the call, no matter how dramatic the story is contained therein, don't succumb to the urge to act immediately. I mean, I know times are tough for everybody. I'm in that same boat right along with everybody else. But resist that urge to immediately act on this because you want to get your stimulus check as early as possible. Also, the BBB says do not reply directly. Don't respond to the call, the text, or an email. If you think the message happens to be real, then get that government agency's contact information and then contact them directly. Also, check for lookalikes. Be sure to do your research and see if that government agency actually exists. Many times, scammers will make up the name of a government agency and or grant to try to get you to bite on the scam. Also, don't pay any money for a free government program or agency. If you pay money to claim a free government program, then it's not really free, right? Duh. For more info about government grant scams, just go to the BBB's website. Check them out there, bbb.org/coronavirus. And let me also add, as I'm sure Carmen would want me to add, if by chance you end up being victimized by these scam artists, please, y'all, report it to the Better Business Bureau. That way, they can more accurately track where the scams are coming from, where they are targeting geographically, and hopefully you can save a fellow Louisianian, if not American, from becoming a victim as well. Listen, I understand when this happens, most of us are of the opinion, nah, I'm too smart for that. But, you know, it catch you at a moment of vulnerability. You need that money. You want it as fast as possible. So you succumb to that weakness in that moment, and the next thing you know, you're a victim. I get it. It's embarrassing. You're ashamed. But if nothing else, please report it to the Better Business Bureau of South Central Louisiana, and that way, hopefully, they can help track down these con artists, and I'm being kind, and hopefully spare someone else from going through the same thing. It is expected to be moderate temperatures today. Marty, this is just for you. Weather alert. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But as we get closer to New Year's, there is another front, cold front, that's expected to come through. And you know what that means. If you've not done so already, then you will probably fire up the old heater, go in the closet, pull out the old space heater. Unfortunately, you know what that means this time of year. 2 house fires, killing 3 North Louisiana residents in just the past week. Mobile home fire on Sunday, 63-year-old killed there. A fire in Shreveport Saturday, killing 2 people believed to be the homeowners there. Ironically, it was a couple also in their 60s. This is not our first rodeo, y'all. It's not. And we go through this every single year. It is a tragedy, no 2 ways about it. But to think that you go through all the mask wearing, the social distancing, et cetera, only to end up losing your life in a house fire is a tragedy on top of a tragedy. If you have those space heaters, abide by the manufacturer's recommendations. If you are going out to buy a new one because the old one is worn out, I can't imagine they still sell them without the tip-over switch, meaning if it falls over, it automatically shuts itself off. I think Underwriters Laboratories managed to get that legislation pushed through where any new ones have to have that safety feature. Also, typically, they will tell you in the manufacturer's suggested usage guidelines, don't use them with extension cords. It's real easy to overheat those cords and end up inadvertently starting a fire. It is that time of year. And you know, here in South Louisiana, we become so accustomed to heat and humidity, balmy temperatures off and on this time of year that many times we pull those space heaters out and we don't do adequate preparation. You know, get the vacuum cleaner out, inspect the coils. If you see dust, because the darn thing's been sitting in the closet for a year or more now, vacuum all of that stuff out. And don't use extension cords. Just simple, common sense things. We've lost so many Louisianians already because of COVID. We lose Louisianians regularly because, for whatever reason, we still don't believe in wearing seat belts. We get involved in deadly accidents and could have done something real simple to save our lives. We don't need to add to the tally of deaths in our state because we simply didn't do common sense things. It's too easily avoidable. And at the end of the day, we will all be so happy to watch 2020 go into the rearview mirror. We've got enough horrible things to remember about this year. You don't want family, friends, loved ones adding to the tally of losing someone they love in a senseless act that should so very easily have been avoided. Just a little common sense, y'all. Just a little bit. Tell you what, we need to get our first break of our final show, knock on laminate covered particle board for Marty, of 2020. We'll do that and we'll come back and talk more with you right where you've got it on the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
IOD the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Get 0.9% financing for 60 months on every new 21 Mazda, plus 90 days deferred payments during the season of inspiration at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. It is pretty much a foregone conclusion that one of the biggest casualties in South Louisiana in particular from COVID-19, from an economic standpoint, aside from the lockdowns and the like, is going to be Mardi Gras 2021. It is, I don't have any figures at hand as far as the economic impact is concerned, but I think we all agree it's huge in South Louisiana. Everything from hotel rooms to restaurants to party stores to Mardi Gras crews to grocery stores, the whole nine. It's just a huge economic impact. And with all the cancellations, there's, I think, pretty much only one, at least in the capital region, that has yet to make a determination on whether or not Mardi Gras 2021 is indeed going to happen. Well, today, we will find out this afternoon, as a matter of fact, whether or not Spanish Town will roll for 2021. Mardi Gras officials with the crew of Spanish Town are set to make an announcement this afternoon on whether or not the parade will roll as scheduled or if it will be postponed to a later date. They have already, as you are probably aware, canceled the Spanish Town Mardi Gras Ball that was scheduled to take place on January 30th, 2021. I don't have a crystal ball in front of me, but I would imagine at best all you can hope for is a postponement, a possible rescheduling of the parade. At this point, I just don't see how it's conceivably possible to pull off a parade. I say that because I put Spanish Town in the same category as I do the good folks with the Lions Club and the Community Carnival Club in New Roads, understanding how so many other parades have been canceled. If you were, in fact, to hold the parade, you would have folks migrating to your city from God knows how many places, and the crowd would probably just be immense, just totally out of the box, because you know how we are about Mardi Gras. And with the lockdowns and everything else, people would be so starved for some sense of normalcy that the crowd would just be beyond control. So at best, I would imagine this afternoon Spanish Town will announce that they will postpone it, trying to reschedule for a later date. In all likelihood, it will be canceled. But I guess the good news, if there's any about this, we won't have to wait long to find out. One of the things that's been a surprise out of all of this is that we've not seen more COVID-19 violence. In recent memory, there have been more and more instances of lockdown fatigue starting to pop up. Just this week, a man in Washington, angry over the mask requirement, decided to shoot up a gas station. Guy walks into a gas station, told that, oh, sorry, can't wait on you because you don't have on a mask. Argues with the clerk. Clerk says, I'm sorry, man. That's the rules. Can't wait on you without a mask. So after going round and round 3 times, guy eventually goes to his car, gets in the passenger side. He's a passenger with the driver, produces a handgun, and then proceeds to shoot up the gas station. As stupid as that is, you know, firing rounds at a gas station, old Mr. Dummy here, and of course, criminal element has never been accused of being the brightest bulb in the chandelier, didn't take the time to realize, okay, wait a minute. The guy put me out because I didn't have on a mask. That means people and all the cameras here can see my whole face. So it didn't take long to identify said stupid guy. Not to mention the fact that everybody at the gas station has a cell phone with a camera, many of them shooting high resolution, high definition video. So it wasn't long after Mr. Mask Fatigue decided that he was going to shoot up the gas station because they wouldn't wait on him, that people said, okay, yeah, Mr. Law Enforcement Officer, here's a shot of the license plate. Here's a shot of the guy with no mask on. So needless to say, he is still in jail today, hoping to bond out sometime soon because he didn't take the time to realize if I don't put the mask on to buy the gas, the least I should do is put the mask on after I get my gas so nobody knows it's me that shot up the gas station. Meanwhile, in Houston, at a nightclub, guy comes in, orders a drink, and they say, sorry, man, can't serve you. Got to have on a mask. So he mulls around for a while and decides, I'm not putting the mask on. Goes back to the bar. This, again, happens for 3 times. What is it, by the way, with people and 3 times? Regardless. Bartender tells him, Can't do it, dude. Got to have a mask on. And by the way, we've got some free ones right over here. If you want a drink, get the mask. I'll serve you. Well, he eventually goes to the restroom, fussing and fuming and carrying on, and then decides that he'll leave. But on the way out, he grabs a glass off a table and decides to hit the bouncer in the head with the glass. 10 stitches later, and an MRI for the bouncer, he likewise is in jail. Listen, y'all, I get it. COVID fatigue is what it is. But at the end of the day, and in this case, whether you are an anti-masker or a pro-masker, that's beyond the point. If you want gas for your car, and ironically, dude in the gas station shooting was the passenger, wasn't even the driver, so it wasn't his car. But COVID fatigue has us all on edge these days. And while we're talking about this, you realize with New Year's right around the corner, a lot of folks are going to be consuming alcohol. A lot of folks are already on edge. A lot of folks already unemployed, on reduced wages. It is a recipe for COVID fatigue to rear its ugly head. And at the end of the day, I'm sure if you were to ask gas station maskless dude, or if you were to ask Houston, I need a drink from the bar dude, was it worth it? They'll probably tell you a resounding nah, wasn't worth it. It's that time of year where we're all used to certain traditions, we're all used to doing certain things. But this is the reality of what we're dealing with right now. And the fact of the matter is, do you really want, after all you've been through, to spend the time ushering in the new year from jail? Do you really want to remember, after all you've been through, 2020 like this? I didn't think so. Little common sense, and again, I get it. Common sense is hard to abide by when you throw it in the gumbo pot of 2020. I get it. But when all is said and done, common sense has managed to get us, many of us, some of us, this far. Why not take the time to exercise just a little bit more of it? If it served you well this far, it will probably continue to do so. It's that time of year, y'all. And again, you throw in a little bit of alcohol for some people, a lot of alcohol, trying to drown the memories of 2020, and you end up where you end up. That's just the reality of the day. We got to get our bottom of the hour break out of the way. Again, this will be our final show of the year 2020. And while I am so very tempted to say I can't wait to put 2020 in the rearview mirror, and the natural inclination is to say, how much worse could it get? I'm not saying that. I am not about to say that, because if 2020 is any indication, 2021 has the propensity, or at least the possibility, to be even stupider. But that's a show for Monday. Let me get this break out of the way. We'll talk stimulus checks, what you can expect, what the possibilities are when we come back on today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
termites. Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Jaguar Nation, we need your help in masking up Louisiana.
Masking up will slow the spread of COVID-19.
During this time, we must continue to wear a mask. Wash your hands and practice social distancing.
It's important that we continue to abide by the CDC's guidelines to stop the spread.
Jaguar Nation, we challenge you to mask up.
Go Jags!
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
At Team Toyota, Toyotathon is underway. It's your chance to save during our biggest sale of the year. Get our lowest prices and our lowest payments on every new Toyota. Plus, get a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Toyota. Right now at Team Toyota.
Caught spiders. Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back for our final edition of 2020 of the Clarence Bug Show. Yeah, that's right, Marty. Wake up, Marty. No, not the last segment. I made that mistake yesterday with Roger Cador. I don't make them two in a row, buddy. I'm slow, but I get there. It remains to be seen what the dollar figure is going to be for average everyday Americans with this second round of stimulus. The $600 agreed upon in Congress and signed by the president, for my estimation, is a paltry amount. And Republicans are now facing, in the Senate, that is, after 44 Republicans in the House joined Democrats in voting for the $2,000 increase, actually a $1,400 increase for a $2,000 total. Republicans are now in the Senate facing pressure to acquiesce. Senator Marco Rubio, Republican out of Florida, some say a rhino, I will leave to you to decide the truth in that, came out yesterday in support of the president's call to up the payments from $600 to $2,000, saying in a statement, quote, I agree with the president that millions of working class families are in dire need of additional relief, which is why I support $2,000 in direct payments to Americans struggling due to the pandemic. For months, Republicans tried to pass additional relief for workers, families, and small businesses, only to be rejected by Democrats at every turn. Remember, months ago, Speaker Pelosi and Democrats rejected the administration's previous offer of $1,200 per adult and $1,000 per child. Thankfully, she's finally stopped holding working families hostage. While Marco Rubio supports the increase in payments, he expressed concern, as many have, about the exploding national debt and the long-term impact that it will have on the country. Quote, I share many of my colleagues' concern about the long-term effects of additional spending, but we cannot ignore the fact that millions of working-class families across the nation are still in dire need of relief. Congress should quickly pass legislation to increase direct payments to Americans to $2,000. It is something that many of us conservatives have railed about for years, the exploding national debt. We are saddling our children, our grandchildren, and at this point we're working on saddling our great-great-grandchildren with debt that we have accumulated over the last 12 years now. If you go back to the first year of the Obama administration, that administration had a supermajority. Majority in the House of Representatives, majority in the United States Senate, and control of the White House. And for the first 2 years of that administration, they never produced a budget. Deficit spending has been running amok in this country. And you add into this the COVID-19 spending, and we now find ourselves at a point where it is just absolutely, totally out of control. What is so disheartening to me, and for the record, I agree with Marco Rubio in the sense that we've got to get our deficit spending under control, because at some point, when the debt becomes due, we are going to be in a world of hurt. You, in your household, in your business, in your place of employment, understand full well that you cannot get that credit card, go out, max it out, max it out, max it out, and engage in deficit spending. You know at some point the bills are going to come due. And when that happens, English teachers, here we go in 3, 2, 1, stuff ain't gonna be pretty. It ain't gonna be pretty. And sadly, ever since we decided to abandon the gold standard in this country, for those of you that don't know what that is, you cannot print money unless and until you have the gold in reserve to back that money up, to give it actual worth. Then you can't print money. We have arrived at a point now where all we need is Georgia Pacific. If we got paper, we're going to print money and we'll hand it out. At some point, that comes due. But what is most disheartening to me is the amount of money in this omnibus spending bill to keep the government running that could be trimmed back, and we could easily, very easily, give Americans that $2,000. For example, in the omnibus bill, 169 million, and it's amazing to me how they come up with these figures. For example, $169,739,000 to Vietnam. 19 million of which is to remediate dioxins. Now, I can get the 19 million to remediate dioxins, probably because when we were engaged in the Vietnam War, when you are talking war materials, there's probably a whole lot of dioxins that were released into the environment that could still be poisoning people today. We elected to go there and fight that war. So there is some moral responsibility to clean that up. But that's only 19 million out of $169,739,000. We could also very easily pay for this $2,000 or $1,400 increase to Americans by looking at things like this: unspecified funds to continue support for not-for-profit institutions of higher education in Kabul, Afghanistan, that are accessible to both women and men in an educational environment. Now, as a thinking man, the first thing that comes to my mind is, how do you have a budget with an end figure? Okay? We have a definite number as an end figure, and yet included in all of this are unspecified funds for institutions of higher learning in Kabul, Afghanistan. We could also pick up 10 million easily by erasing the gender programs in Pakistan. Additionally, there are an unspecified number of funds for Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, Caracas, Trinidad, and Tobago for assistance for communities in countries supporting or otherwise impacted by refugees from Venezuela. Listen, I get Venezuela's socialist. I get we don't want to go that route. But how, again, do you craft a budget with a bottom line number and included are unspecified funds? Sounds to me like somebody is going to be getting some funds that they don't want us to know about. Otherwise, put a dollar figure on it. I am against deficit spending as much as the next conservative, but I'll be darned if I'm going to sit here and be quiet while the American public is given $600 measly freaking dollars and we're giving unspecified funds all over the globe. It's Americans' taxpayers' money. And if anybody deserves to get it, it's Americans. How has that become such a foreign concept? Mark, I'm going to slide you in before our final break. Happy New Year to you, my friend.
Same to you, Clarence. Same to you. Wish you and yours a very merry, happy New Year.
Thank you, my friend.
Got a question for you.
Okay.
I was listening to a public radio station this morning, and they're on a drive to people that are members to give them money and also for new members to join. And didn't you say the other day that the government's going to give them $300 million?
Yeah. Now that's for NPR, which is National Public Radio. That's
not local then.
No, that's not LPB. But the same, my argument holds the same. Why aren't you held to the same standard that every other radio station is? You produce a product. If people like it enough, businesses will advertise, and you make money or lose money. How do you deserve to be treated differently than any other commercial radio station?
Well, we were taught coming up to save for the rainy day because it always comes.
Yep.
Why don't the government do the same thing?
My friend, your problem is you are blessed with common sense, Mark.
Thank you, sir.
Quite welcome, my friend. Quite welcome. Final break for 2020. Woohoo! We made it, Marty. Knock on laminate-covered particle board. We'll come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up 2020 on the Clarence Bugg Show. Here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Surprise, something good has finally happened in 2020. Yours truly, the Clarence Bugg Show, gets to be with you every day of the week. That's right, 11 to 12 every weekday. And of course, the Exiles right in front of yours truly from 10 to 11, yours truly 11 to 12. So now it's appointment viewing. 5 days a week here on the Pelican, the Clarence Bugg Show. The only thing missing is you.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystonecountryClub.com.
Welcome back for our final segment of the final show of the year 2020, the Clarence Bugg Show. It is going to, unfortunately, 2021 is not going to be a good year for a lot of our friends and neighbors in Convent, Louisiana. As you know, back in November, Convent Shell announced that they are going to shut down the Shell refinery there. and it is estimated that 698 employees are going to lose their jobs as a result of that. It is a lot deeper than that because, as you might imagine, a facility of that size in an area that size, it is probably the largest tax supplier in that area. Schools, governments, businesses all benefit from that. Officials had said that they were ensuring that workers would keep their jobs through February of 2021, which obviously is right around the corner. That facility had been in operation since 1967. Quick math, that's 53 years that the facility has operated in St. James Parish. Of course, it's been under different names, but the facility itself has been operating for some 53 years there. It is going to have an impact on that community that is going to be huge. I mean, I can't begin to imagine the number of restaurants, convenience stores, clothing stores, mom and pop operations that all depend on the workers at that refinery for their livelihoods. It is going to be a sad day. And only time will tell if, in fact, Joe Biden becomes the next president with the Green New Deal and the push toward getting away from conventional energy sources, or whether or not they will be able to find a buyer for that facility. It had been a big effort prior to this announcement to find a buyer for that facility, keep it open, up and running, and of course, try to keep those jobs and that tax base intact. If in fact there is a Biden administration, conventional wisdom says that's going to make it a whole lot harder to find a buyer to rescue that facility. I don't know how many of the folks of that 698 employees there are members of the community of faith, but I'll be willing to go out on a limb and say that they probably would not mind in the least if you were to keep them in your thoughts and your prayers. It is a bit of a double whammy. Already having the COVID-19 shutdowns, lockdowns, businesses forced to operate under curtailed circumstances, and then to have to add to that, completely wiping out of the economy 698 jobs. It is something that's going to be pretty hard to swallow and something that will not very easily be replaced. It is, for many of us, a bittersweet time. 2020 finally approaching the rearview mirror, but 2021 having so much uncertainty around the corner. That being said, here's hoping that 2021 sees us rebound from what is arguably the worst year we've seen in history. Now, that being said, there are some common sense things, and I can't believe that after all this time, we still have to go through this exercise. I cannot stress enough, and I get it, y'all. I got COVID fatigue just like everybody else. I get it. But y'all, don't drink and drive on the New Year's holiday. Again, what a tragedy it would be to get through COVID-19, to get through a lockdown, to get through having to draw unemployment, to turn around and lose your life or the life of a loved one because you had too much to drink and decided to get behind the wheel of a 2,000-pound missile. If you're not going to do it for your own life, for yourself, consider this, if you will. Despite all of the commercials, the public service announcements, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, it is the ultimate act of selfishness to drink and drive. Many people never realize, as caring as Louisianians are, I don't know many people that if they're at home, at a business, just passing by, they see a horrific crash. The overwhelming majority of people that I know, they're going to stop to render aid. And coming to the rescue of someone who has engaged in the most selfish of acts, a conscious decision to get behind the wheel impaired. An individual just being a Louisianian wanting to help someone comes upon this scene. There are mangled bodies. There's blood everywhere. God forbid, there are children in the car that you hit. This person and the first responders will have an image in their minds that they will carry for the rest of their lives. Don't be so selfish as to expose other people to your selfish act that will remain with them for the rest of their lives. In recent weeks, we've seen this increase in the number of fatal accidents. I'll just cut it short. Put your freaking seatbelts on, y'all. If you don't do it for you, do it because there are these other yahoos out there that are going to drink in excess and get behind the wheel. If nothing else, it helps minimize your chances of losing your own life. Common sense things, y'all. Common sense. Here's hoping that 2021 will make us forget all about 2020. That being said, I got to do this in record time. Here we go, Marty. This day, more than any other, you're right. America, doggone it, we're not perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is. And God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you know he loves you, and you know I do too. Then again, it really doesn't matter because there ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. Take care of yourselves and each other. Happy New Year. God bless.